Hi, IHeartexploding here, and I apologize for my voice, but my throat is very inflamed and sore, so this is about as loud as I can get, unfortunately. Oh, are you gonna help, baby? I have a helper. Um, it actually kind of hurts to talk, but I promised people some cosplay pictures, which I can't give you right now. I feel so bad, and my sleep schedule, this is the longest I've been awake in a day. So, yeah, I mean, I don't feel very good at all, but I figured I should give you guys something, so I was going to answer a few comments slash questions that had been mentioned. And the first one was from somebody who knew me in high school. So they said, I'm sorry, I keep swallowing. They were asking, oh, your Bowie problem hasn't gone away, I see. And of course it hasn't. It will never go away. Thanks to my mom for introducing me to David Bowie when I was like, I don't know, probably from the time I could talk. But I mean, if you want to call it a Bowie problem, go for it. I mean, what do my eyebrows look like to you? um, sorry. So yeah, I guess it is a problem, kind of, but in a nice way. I've got fever flashes, so let me just get rid of this hot hair. Okay, much better. So yeah, my throat is really sore. Let me elaborate on how the what's the word? English. The fan from the side of like the artist spectrum. Would that be the proper way? Because let me tell you how many albums I own. Absolutely none. I own the Labyrinth soundtrack, and I own I'm Deranged, and I'm Afraid of Americans, and a couple of other songs. Mainly because, I heard it so much growing up that I could just play it in my head. But uh, I'm one of those people that would be more of a fan of the theatrics and the facial features and stuff like that. So, given that, I will show you. There's actually one more on the way. For now, I have received this, which I did skim through one before it was expanded into this. Yeah. I don't read these until after people are dead because it's a privacy thing. Also, if you post anything on the internet, David Bowie does find you, just so you know. But yeah, I won't read the detailed ones, until people have passed away because it's just a privacy thing. I mean, and I also probably should get told by him or somebody who knows him what stuff in here is fake and so what to laugh at is a joke. So yes, I bought this because, I do want to read it one day, but it's like a privacy thing. Just like I wouldn't read anything about Peter Steele until he had passed away as well. And let me just start digging through the pile. I actually thought about getting all of my stuff to show you guys, but I thought no. So I'm what you'd call a pictures collector. It's illegal for me to show you all these, so let me just open it to a random page. I just like his face, and Aladdin's Sane is on the front. So most people, this is the most famous makeup most people remember. And they think it's Ziggy, because technically I guess it is Ziggy. It's Ziggy after he's went insane though, so it's a different name. So yes, I'm what you would call a fan of making characters and art based on the face. Like I said, I can't really flip through and show you much more. And then we got this one. Oh, the cover is coming off. That's not cool. And I have one more on the way that's for people who do art like me. So there's the cover. I believe that is Ziggy and not Aladdin. Don't know. Can't tell. It's hard to tell them apart. Pretty sure it's Ziggy. And the thin white Duke on the back. And I will open it to a random page again because I don't want to get sued by David Bowie. Let me find one that doesn't have a bunch of words or something. Here. So yes, it's another book full of nothing but pictures and maybe some comments about the pictures. And I was too sick to open these yesterday, by the way, and if I'm this big of a fan that I have all of these and I ordered more, and I mean, I have calendars, I have like a Labyrinth poster book, I have a Labyrinth photo album book. It's all stuff that I'm just too sick to get right now, so I just grabbed what was nearby. So the other one I have is this one, which has a low rating, but don't listen to the rating. This actually has some of the better pictures in it. I will show you my absolute favorite picture of him ever, since I can only show like one thing, but let me find it. It's probably the most boring picture ever to most people, but to me it was a very awesome picture. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. I know it's in here. And like I said, David Bowie is watching you. He knows what you post on the internet. Just remember that. So yeah, let me try to find the best picture, in my opinion. If not, I'll just show you a different one that I like. I may not have made it into this book. It's a picture of him when he was still in that hippie Major Tom phase and his hair was all long. And he's just sitting on the street with an ashtray beside him, and he's holding a guitar, and he's just playing guitar with people sitting around him. It's the most boring picture ever, but it's my favorite, so I'll show you my other favorite one in this book instead. Because, like I said, one thing at a time only, so that's my favorite, or this one is my favorite in this book, besides that one, which I can't find. Oh, and for those of you who didn't know, you won't find a lot of Labyrinth pictures in these. You have to go out of your way to buy Labyrinth merchandise, because even though the movie is huge now and he probably makes hella royalties off of people just buying merchandise from it, it flopped in the box office, which I didn't know any better. I was like 3 when we went to see it or something. So yeah, it flopped because people probably thought it sounded like a bad idea, but you know, as we know nowadays, everybody fucking knows the movie, the song, and it's very popular, which is why they should make a sequel, because you already have a fan base. Go for it. And this one I ordered just for the few extra pictures inside of it. Probably won't ever read it. I mean, unless it has something funny in it that I'm told is a lie that's funny, I'll read it to laugh, but it does have a couple of pictures in it. Wow, there's writing in this. Holy shit. Holy crap, it was a birthday gift to somebody's mom. That's not cool. So yeah, it has very few photos in it. Most of them are like old, crappy black and white photos. And there's one that I just don't want to show because you know what everybody has to say about it. It's a picture of him and Mick Jagger chilling. So I think out of these, my favorite one is this one. So it's like I want to show you one thing. I don't know what this actually says. Like I said, I won't read biographies, detailed biographies, until people are dead. Then I'll be nosy and want to know what their life was about. But, you know, I just feel like while they're alive, it's kind of creepy. Do I have another one sitting over here? No, all the rest of them I believe are... Yeah, all the rest of them are either in the mail or back there. When I get them, I'll show them to you. And you'll notice a lot of my characters have the exact facial features of young David Bowie, so there's a reason for that, and now you know why. Sorry, there's all the ums. I've got fever brain. I'm... Blah. So, yeah. I'm what you would call more of a art collector, and I consider somebody whose face is awesome. Well, plus he did the theatrics first, which hooked all of us on that face, was the theatrics. But yeah, I like his face. That doesn't make me weird, I don't think, to like his face. I also like Emmanuel Vallier's face. I can like people's faces. Would I like to talk to him about other, you know, deep, meaningful subjects than just, hey, did you realize that you're still prettier than most women even though you're 70? Yes, I would love to. I have so many questions I would love to ask him, like, did he ever expect people to react to him as if he were a sex symbol? Because, I mean, that would make me... I would be confused by people if that was me. And I would like to ask him, you know, how did he feel when the movie of Labyrinth flopped, but then a few years later became like one of the most popular things ever made? I don't know if he's got like religious beliefs or anything, but since I'm kind of like a Buddhist type person, it would be interesting to discuss like not debate and not call each not nothing bad, but just discuss. Hey, what do you think of this philosophy? Philosophize. That's the word. I like philosophies. And of course, I would have to ask him what everybody actually wants to know and what nobody ever asks, which is, do you think that the Goblin King and Sarah need to be together? Keeping in mind that Fae mate for life, so he will be miserable for the rest of his life if she never comes back. So yeah. I mean, there's more questions than that, but I have a fever of 100.5 and I just don't feel well. I couldn't show you more of that because, like I said, I don't want to get in trouble for stuff. All of these books, I think you can probably buy at a bookstore or Amazon or just Goodwill. Just go look for them. I mean, at the worst, it'll be missing pages, and that's the part you don't want. If the cover's damaged and you have all the pages, grab it. Pardon me. I have more than this, like I said, but I don't feel like going to get them. I do have a lot of Labyrinth merchandise. I have crystals for gravity juggling because I cosplay both Sarah and Jareth. I have most of the costume for him actually done. I have the bulge. Uh, Speaking of which, that's another thing that I would like to ask him would be who chose that wardrobe, because even as a little kid, even though you don't like it doesn't register as a sexual thing, you're just like, when I was a kid, my thought was those pants look really uncomfortable. Like if I was a guy, I think that would hurt. That was my thought. Then when you get older, you're just like making drinking games out of it. Every time you notice it, take a drink. Yeah. So I mean, it would be interesting to know if when he first tried it on, he was just like, isn't this a PG movie? I mean, kids should never be taught that anything like that is bad. It's just, it's like, okay, I don't want to compare it to a train wreck. That's horrible. But I'm going to compare it to a train wreck because I can't think good right now. You don't even have to try to look. It's just there. That's what I was like. That's the way I was trying to phrase it. And when you're a kid, you're just like sitting there thinking, God, that looks so uncomfortable. But you're a kid, so you don't understand if that is uncomfortable. What the fabric is, if it's stretched, you don't grasp any of that. You just look and you're like, wow, it looks really uncomfortable. So yeah, but I know it probably wasn't uncomfortable to him because he wears like platform shoes and has worn stranger clothes than that. Though I think that he should have just like went with that look for a while. That would have just been fun, because it's fun to dress up like that. Just so yeah, sorry for all the ums and blah, blah, blah. But like I said, I don't feel very good, and I just wanted to make you guys something. So that's the first thing, and I'll make another one before I get too much more exhausted. IHeartexploding out.